Welcome back to Fat Butcher Rips. Today I've got the last of what I plan to open for the foreseeable future of Series 2 for Upper Deck. Looking for Celebrini and Michkov Young Guns. It is the retail tins, the only thing I haven't opened so far, so we're gonna give it a try. If you're ready, let's rip. First 10. All right, we have got 8 retail packs and a exclusive to tins. I believe these are the orange Dazzlers. You can get red and black parallels as well. So out of these retail packs, it's a little less juicy than Hobby. Still similar to the blasters and similar to the fat packs and all that good stuff. You can get. Obviously, you can still get young guns. You get a lot of the base, inserts, parallels, the black parallels. You can get a base outburst. It has the glossy OPC plus its gold parallel, which, similar to speckles on the inserts. I don't think those gold parallels carry a lot of weight, but that's fine. All right, and our first kind of middle of the pack with the good stuff. Got a Braden Point OPC, Bradley Nadeau, UD Portraits, and Matthew Barzal Electricity, and then a whole bunch of base. I've opened multiple hobby cases, a handful of retail. I've done this series up pretty good. I'm kind of over some of the inserts. This one just never grew on me, which is fair. That happens. These still grow on me. These are the Young Guns Renewed. The numbering on these were a little messed up. In Series 1, it had a consecutive numbering. Here, it's whatever the number was, the original Young Gun. So it was a little tough putting the set together. And we got our first Young Gun. It is Nikolai Kovalenko, and we have the Bouchard bang for your puck and some base. So we'll go ahead and do a quick soft sleeve for our Young Guns and our Renewed. Don't know that Kovalenko is a great sign. I've gotten him, I think, in my other retail. I don't think I've gotten anybody of note in my retail Young Guns so far. I'm hoping to maybe get 3 proper Young Guns here, so we'll test that theory out. That seemed to work for Series 2 last year and frankly Series 1 this year. As we were talking about, it's a speckle variation, not a ton there. That's nice. Hudson and Celebrini, again, these inserts aren't terribly valuable, but if you get Hudson and Celebrini, it's still pretty good. So I really wasn't planning to spend much time sleeving anything other than a Young Gun or Young Gun Renewed, or the outside chance at an Outburst Young Gun, something like that. But yeah, why not? No reason to ding up a corner on a Lane Hudson or a Celebrini, even if they're just inserts. And it's a UD Canvas checklist with Hughes and Matthews. I like that a lot. That's nice. Lambert, Rookie Glossy, and Dustin Wolf, Ooh La La. Frankly, probably the best Ooh La La I have found, because I really like Dustin Wolf. And 4 more packs, hopefully at least 1 more Young Gun. I was really thinking maybe 2, but we'll find out. All right, we have got some base and another speckle. This time it's Logan Mayu speckle. Michkov is nice, and a Pedersen Electricity. And some base. We'll soft sleeve up the Michkov, why not? It would feel like a bit of a slight if we didn't do that after doing it for Hudson and Celebrini. All right, and some more base, and yet another Young Gun Renewed of Kirill Kaprizov. That's nice. On Tour, just the basic On Tour, and Maverick Lamoureux. Kind of a basic definition of mid-tier for this product. in a stronger class, that'd be kind of at the lower end. But for Series 2, it doesn't take much to sit in the mid tier because it falls off a cliff a little bit here after the first couple guys. We got Rasmus Dahlin Portrait, Brandon Scanlon. So I did, and Camel Car on the playlist, I did end up getting 3 proper Young Guns. They are not good proper Young Guns, but they are Young Guns. So I guess it's a success? Question mark? I don't know. I don't know how to feel about getting a lot of, frankly, guys who aren't the guys you want, but I guess it's at bats, right? Logan Mayu on the OPG, On Tour, Swayman Ulala, and some base with Matty Beniers bringing up the caboose. All right, Orange Dazzlers. Let's see what we can do here. Matt Rempe. It's good looking Dazzlers. I mean, the Dazzlers design this year I do enjoy. It looks good in orange, so you can't really go too wrong. John Carlson and Brady Tkachuk. Not too shabby. Nothing earth-shattering out of this. Series 2, we kind of know what we're getting ourselves into, so let's move this stuff out of the way. Let's get into the next tin. All right, got our second tin. Back in business. Let's see what our second tin has. Let's see. A bit more base. Base is not our friend. This is our friend. We'll take a Lane Hudson. Bit of common inserts there. Lane Hudson Speckle. Again, these speckles don't hold a ton of additional value, but it's slightly better. And then the Lane Hudson, can't really complain about that one. And we're gonna have William Nylander. Nice, that's a nice renewed, along with a bang for your puck, and Brandon Bussey. Okay. We are a pretty aggressive 0 for 4 on the Young Guns out of these tins so far. At least it's not a duplicate, so I won't have to endure having identical collation of Young Guns, so that's good. But that's about the best I can say so far. Need to up our Young Gun game at this point. And we've got our first, I think this is one of our first on heaters. Yep. Oof. All right, and we've got some base and a new la Maximilian Zuber. It's nice that he's in the Utah Hockey Club jersey, which is few and far between still at this point, so that's something. It's not a lot, but it's something. We gotta take what we can get here. We probably got one more Young Gun at best, so we gotta make them count from here on out. Mo Sider, OPG, Seamus Casey, and Cole Caulfield Electricity, and a nice amount of base with Nico Sturm on the back. All right, let's get to the second half. Maybe a renewed, maybe a Young Gun. Boy, I don't know what else. It's a rough one. Okay. Oh, this is nice. I actually really love this. All right, I'm Maverick Bork. I think this is the gold, but again, doesn't matter too much. Kucherov on the playlist, and a bit of base. But Eddie the Eagle here with a little bit of his Eagle goalie mask showing. Really like that. That's a cool kind of Legends short printed canvas. That's honestly, I know the competition isn't strong, so it's not really making a big statement, but that's for sure the best thing that we've seen so far. So we're gonna put him up there because he was a big part of my introduction to hockey growing up outside of Chicago. So we'll give him his respect there. And J-Rob, and that means we're gonna have a Young Gun. I'm almost like 1,000% sure that Young Gun is not somebody I'm going to be looking for, but we'll hold on to it. J-Rob is nice enough on the reneweds. I was able to make the full set of the reneweds, so everything here is kind of a duplicate for me. Let's see. We've got a Gustafsson Black, I believe, parallel. Those are nice. I think they're... I'm sure I'll put it up here on the screen, but I'm going to guess 1 in 80 something packs. Who knows? But even in a relatively rare, those don't carry much value whatsoever, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. I think, and obviously the Michkov Glossy is a very nice extra hit here. I really do think Upper Deck was trying with the speckle and the black to inject a little bit of additional value, but the market is just not biting. Like you can tell me it's scarcer. No one's going for it. They're just not interested. Canvas of John Carlson, Brennan Othman, Glossy, and Alexander Georgiev on the Ooh La La, and a bit of base with Matt Duchesne. We've got our young gun here. We'll put him at the end, and we'll get through our base, which ends with Jake Allen on tour and Callum Ritchie. Probably the best young gun. Not even probably, definitely the best young gun so far. It doesn't say a ton for us. 6 young guns and 2 tins, though, is still pretty nice. I mean, the tins continue to deliver on opportunities for some good stuff. They just didn't live up to it. So we've got one more Orange Dazzlers pack. See if we can get something other than Rempe, Chuck, Frank Nazar. Okay, well, I thought we had like a 1-for-1 copy. Obviously, as a Blackhawks fan, I'm a big fan of Frank Nazar. So they just finished their regular season, which is to say their season finale against the Senators before I jumped into this. And nice to see them go out on a couple of nice wins against Montreal and Ottawa. And Nazar, I mean, especially against Montreal, looked like he was by far the most talented guy on the ice, which is saying a lot with Montreal and with Bedard for Chicago. So, all right, not too shabby. We will get briefly organized and do like a 1-minute recap here. It'll be quick. All right, real quickly, 2 tins. We got 6 of the Orange Dazzlers, best of which probably the 2 Rempes and the Frank Nazar, which, you know, all things considered, given the checklist, could have done a heck of a lot worse. We did get 1 of the black parallels of the Ooh La La. Not crazy. We got 2 Hudsons. We got a speckle of portraits, and we got the UD Glossy. We got 2 Michkovs. We got a regular portraits, and we got his Glossy. We got 1 Celebrini. Welcome aboard. We got 4 reneweds: Kaprizov, Hintz, Robertson, and Nylander. We did get 6 young guns. We got Kovalenko, Lamoureux, Scanlon, Zuber, Bussy. Best young gun of the 2 tins, Callum Ritchie. And my favorite card, I don't know if it'll be the most valuable card, but definitely my favorite, is the Legend Ed Belfour canvas short print. So I consider that a nice hit. So that is 2 tins. That's pretty representative. And of course, base, whole bunch of base. I don't know, maybe there's even a set there, depending on collation. My luck with retail collation, though, never been very good. All right, that'll wrap it up. I think I'm in the middle of releasing the SP Authentic Master Case Break. I've got some SPX that I've opened. I've got some Tim Hortons packs coming, even though I'm not in Canada. I wanted to get involved because I think this set looks pretty cool. Got some other stuff coming in the next few weeks as well, so keep checking out the videos, and appreciate everybody's time. And if you get a chance, comment, like, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one.